Hello and welcome to GBR. You find today racing with the guys from the MRC in the GTTCC Season 21. This is round 3, race 2. As you can see there on the right, we are at Daytona. This is the tri-oval for this race. So a reverse grid from the last one at Deep Forest. So Golden Brownie will start in first in his NASCAR inspired livery for Tesco Sads. Obviously all racing in the GTR for this one. Bazza will start in second place with his, it's kind of like a NASCAR style with as many stickers as you can get on the car. Will be in P2. Scott will start in third place. In fourth we have Mark. In fifth place we have Ginge. In sixth we have Staffy. In seventh we have Jahinio. In eighth place we have Maya. In ninth we have ADG. And the race winner from the first one is the Crew, starting in 10th place. So let's get these guys underway. Standing start for this one. 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's boogity, boogity, boogity. Away we go. And off they go from the line. Everyone's really going to try and tuck into that slipstream as we start lap 1 now. Golden Brownie will lead the field with Bazza right behind, Scott in the third, Ginge fourth. Seems like everyone's got away. Staffy and ADG going side by side here. Probably be ADG getting ahead of Staffy there, going out wide, too wide, round the banking for the first time. It looks like, who have we got there? We've got Ginge trying to go around the outside of Scott, and Jahinio's nipped up underneath him. Got that position back. So obviously it's all about being behind the car in front for the majority of the race and then trying to work it out at the end. But a couple of the guys still staying too wide here as we're coming into turn 3 and 4. Maya there, he's dropped to the back of the pack. But everyone's still with us at the moment. No one's been sent out too wide. Everyone's now got into a line as we're coming across the line there. So the top 3 staying as they are. Jahinio and Ginge still going side by side. Let's jump on to Chase Cam and look back here. Yeah, everyone's kind of 2 by 2 from Jahinio and Ginge back at the moment. They'll maybe try and slip into line as they come down this back straight, but it looks like Ginge, who is that? Ginge, ADG and Staffy there, all on camera, there we go, all trying to go around the outside. I know in the previous NASCAR series that going around the outside did work if you had a good bump drive with you, but the front 4 there have got a little bit of a gap now over Crow there in 5th. Crow's done well, he started at the back of the pack and he's up to 5th place already, so using the guys going out wide just to nip up underneath by the looks of it, but kind of all getting back in line by the looks of it. Looks like Ginger's dropped out the back of ADG there with Staffy and Maya as well. Just losing touch, might be in the odd bump draft here. Let's just dropped him off. Who's that going out to the right hand side? That's Scott getting passed by his teammate ADG, so hopefully Scott will get pulled into the slipstream there and then get pulled along again. Just obviously maybe a little bit wide coming through turn 2 onto the back straight, but it looks like he's struggling. Yeah, 162, 161, 158, so he's not been able to keep up with that slipstream. Oh, Staffy's had a right old smash into the wall there. What happened with Staffy coming out of turn 4? Jump to the chase cam. We've got Maya behind. Ginge there going very slow, obviously, yeah, just sort of that slipstream. Oh, a slight tap there. I think Staffy gave Ginge a bump, caught Mayer off guard, and sent him into the wall. He's got damage now, so he's going to be out of the slipstream. Is Staffy? It's going to be hard for him to potentially get back onto the rear of the main pack here, but we are down to 6 now in this main group. Yeah, Scott's not been able to keep up in that slipstream. Probably have Ginge and Mayer catch up to the rear end of him fairly shortly, because them two are fairly close. But as we come down here, oh, line astern, yeah, these three have all got about a second or so gap. If they drop back, they can start working together and maybe try and catch up to this front group, because obviously 7 cars is ideally in NASCAR, but in GT7 it's hard to keep 6 cars in a line. But they're doing well at the moment. These 6, obviously Golden Brownie at the front, starting lap 5, Bazzo in 2nd, Juninho in 3rd, Crow in 4th, Mark 5th, ADG in 6th place, Scott there in 7th. He's got his hazards on, probably warning the other guys behind that he's willing to work with Ginge and May at 8th and 9th, and Staffy there after that little incident he had. He's dropped off the rear end, and yeah, he's going to struggle now potentially to keep up with the guys in front of him at the front. Obviously, let's say they're all keeping in line at the moment. Obviously, there's not much point doing a track guide here. It's you turn left, you go straight a little bit, and you turn left a bit more. So as of there, he's got his wipers on. He's trying to deflect all the bugs from this screen. It's really getting going round the outside of Golden Brownie, just flicking onto his screen. But ADG there looks a little bit touch at the back. Obviously, it's a little bump here and there, but it looks like he's going to use that slipstream to catch back up to the rear end of Mark. But the front 4 there are nose to tail. I'm not sure, probably only half a second between Golden at the front there and ADG at the back. But yeah, you can just see you couldn't even get a rizzle of paper between the front 4 and Mark. Now he's caught up to the back. Puff of smoke there from the bump draft that comes in as he touched the rear end of Crow. Obviously, it's probably best when you are at the back there just to monitor the throttle. Don't give them the bump draft and just get pulled along by the slipstream, because obviously the wrong bump. And as you can see with the other guys, they're already over 10 seconds behind. How far? Where are they? Scott there, he just crossed. They're 13 seconds behind already after 6 laps have been completed. AGG there's just dropped off the rear end of this front group, but yeah, there's the slipstream coming in. You can just see he's going a couple of miles an hour quicker, even just 1 mile an hour quicker. You will catch up to him fairly quickly. Scott there, he has got Ginge that has caught up a little bit to the rear end of him. What was it, half a second the last lap, and half a second again the lap before. So yeah, Ginge is now caught up to the rear end of Scott. Now they hopefully will be able to work together. Mayer there just behind, not been able to where is Mayer? Yeah, he's just over that 1 second slipstream mark in 9th place, trying to stay in that slipstream of Ginge. Obviously Ginge is going to be behind Scott's getting his slipstream, so it's going to be hard for Mayer to catch up. You can see the difference in speed, 152.53 there from Mayer. Staffy's coming to the pits, so maybe an issue with the car, but yeah, 166 for Golden. So there is how much speed? Over 10 miles an hour speed difference between being in the draft bumping along and being left on your own, which obviously it will add up. What, 54s for the front group and 58s for being on your own, so 4 seconds a lap slower. Scott's there taking some interesting lines around the banking, going around the middle. Obviously it's not the shortest route, you want to be on the yellow line like the guys up here at the front. They haven't literally left that yellow line once they've kind of got all sorted. just this 6, but yeah, everyone's still staying in the positions at the moment. So this is like a NASCAR race. It's just about being there till the end of the race. Yeah, don't make any silly moves. Obviously, if you pull out the slipstream there, you're just going to end up going further back. So it's worth just staying there. A little bit of latency bump between these guys as they come round the exit of turn 4 into the tri-oval section. Golden Brownie still leads this one with Bazza right behind him. Both NASCAR champions from previous seasons. And as Bazza the recent NASCAR champion. ADG there, he's just slipped off the very end of Mark. That could have just been one wrong bump at a crucial time, and I think that's ADG out from the top slipstream here. Yeah, they're doing 166, he's doing 163. He's going to just be dropping ever so slightly off the rear end of Mark in front of him. Yeah, he's still doing 166, here's Mark. So yeah, I think that's ADG out of potentially being in contention for a podium position, but obviously anything can happen. You know, wreck between the front guys, and he'll be potentially back in on the action. Mark there dropped off. It looks like he's caught back up to this front group, so it's now just down to a 5 with ADG dropping off the back. Ginger's got past Scott now, so maybe Scott wasn't too keen on being bump drafted, and he's allowing Scott to bump draft him, but there's a bit of a gap between them. He'd want to be closer than that, I would say, to try and catch up to potentially ADG now, because he's off left on his own, and right, there's about half a lap between them. What is the gap difference? 40 to 13, so we're looking at 27 seconds, so yeah, looking at pretty much half a lap between 6th and 7th at the moment, but obviously they're at half a lap behind the leaders as well, so only 10 minutes in. They'll potentially be caught before the end of the race. Maybe the leaders might help one of these guys if they want the help. Staffy there looks like he's car has not been able to be recovered at the moment. Maybe overheating somewhere, I don't know. But the front 5 still in the same order that they have been for many a lap now. Mark's just sitting there behind Crow in 5th place. Bazza there, he's just gone out wide. That's allowed Eugenio just to slip up the inside and to get that 2nd position. Bazza slips into 3rd, so creates a gap for himself. Only loses that 1 position, which could be key, because it looks like that's dropped Crow off the back of this one. It looks like Crow's already losing speed, 150, 161, yeah, so yeah, he's off the back. Will he be able to use that slipstream to catch up to Mark in front of him? Just from Bazza going out wide has just unsettled Crow, and it looks like he's potentially going to drop off the back, and he's going to be quite a bit of a gap now to him and ADG in 6th, between 166, yeah, 16, he's there just about. He drops down through the corners. I think that is potentially Crow out of the mix now of this top battle for 1st place. He's doing 160 coming across the line. They're doing 162, so yeah, that's Crow I think out of this one, potentially for the win. How far is he ahead of ADG? About 12 seconds, so it's a long way to drop back, especially when you can just see the guys in front of him, but they're just slowly pulling away further and further in front of him. Scott there, he's got packed past Ginge. They've both got their hazards on, so I'm not too sure if there's been something between these two, or they putting the hazards on to let Maya catch up, because Maya's doing 58.6, they're doing 59s, 58.7, so yeah, maybe they're allowing Maya to catch up to the rear end of them, and then they're going to work together to try and potentially catch up to ADG. I don't know, he's half a lap ahead, but we've still got 17 minutes of the race to go, and easily catchable. When they're doing 58s, or he's doing 58 on his own, they could probably potentially do 56, 55s if they work together. Scott's now dropped into that gap, maybe just trying to get that slipstream train working to then try and catch up to, let's say, ADG in front of them. Where is Crow? Yeah, Crow, he's now dropped off the back of the pack. He's a long way from there now. I don't know if he's going to try and drop back to ADG and try and work as a two-man to keep a 5th and 6th, because obviously if Ginger, Scott and May work together, they will catch them with them being on their own. But these front 4, they've done well so far just to keep it on the track and not have any incidents between going off and getting, you can get penalties for running too low on that yellow line for too long, or get reset, which is the worst possible outcome. But Genio's just dropped off the rear end of Golden Brownie there, so I'm not too sure if he just with the GT physics just gave Golden a nice big bump going into the corner, but he's right back up to the rear end of Golden Brownie now. Tyre wear. Ooh, Genio's gone for the mediums on the front, and Golden's got the softs, which are quite well worn, same as Bazza, same as Mark. I think everyone else has gone for the softs. Scott went for the mediums, both front and rear. Potentially why he didn't get a great... No, he's up in 3rd at the beginning. He didn't do too bad off the line, but Maya now, he's right up behind Ginge. He's going to work with Ginge. Looks like they're going to be dropping Scott as well, because Scott's not been able to tag on to the rear end of these two in front of him. Staffy there, he's still in the pits, 8 minutes. Must have been something wrong with the car for him to be in the pits for that long. Golden Brownie still leads the way ahead of Eugenio, Bazza and Mark as we come across the tri-oval once more to start lap 18. So we're looking at about 35 lap race potentially for this one. I don't think pit stops is going to be an issue, because tyre wear for Golden Brownie, he's the worst one, because I know he's on the pad, and the fuel is not even at 75% yet, so there's been no pit stops in this one. But you can see on that track map, ADG is being caught by Ginge and May. He's doing 58, he's done a 101, so I don't know if he had a penalty that lap, but they're doing, none of these two are working together. They're doing 57s and 56s, so 1 to 2 seconds quicker a lap than ADG, and Scott's there just behind and just not been able to keep in that slipstream. So we'll look on from ADG as we go through the banking of turn 1 and turn 2. 115 from ADG. Yeah, so ADG's letting off, letting the guys behind catch him up, because he's lost, well, what did he lose to? 19 seconds he lost in one lap. But yeah, he's let Ginge and Maya catch up to the rear end of him, and now them 3 are potentially going to work together to catch up to Crow in 5th place now. But they have got, oh, Mark's dropped off the rear end. And what's happened to Mark? How did, because he was with them, wasn't there. So Let's have a look, see what happened here with Mark. Let's jump on board to the hood cam. And you can see Eugenio's give a bump, Mark's give Bazza a bump. That could be what the difference is there. Just that one bump, and he's dropped it out of the slipstream now. Yeah, they're doing 160, he's doing 158. They're just going to be slightly pulling away, and you can see there on the banking, that is ADG, Ginge, Mayer and Scott on the left hand side. Over there, as we go through this banking, you probably can't see now because of the curve. But yeah, that's Mark now. It looks like he's going to be dropping out of this pack. But he's obviously, Crow is on his own at the moment, so don't think Mark potentially will lose this 4th place. But if these guys, ADG, Ginger and Mayer, can work together, then they might be able to catch up to Mark just being on his own. But yeah, so now the front group only down to 3. We're about 6 at about the 10-minute mark. And we've lost one every couple of minutes. Now down to 3. I don't think. I think with Eugenio giving golden bumps, that Bazza will lose too much ground to Eugenio. But who are they catching up to now? It is Scott. If I look on Scott, there you go. There he is, Golden Brownie, Eugenio and Bazza in his rear view mirror, and obviously you can see Mayer, Ginger and ADG just driving away from him. 159s for Scott. And what are these guys doing? 57, yeah, 56, 57s now. So Ginger's gone out wide. He's going to let Mayer bump ADG now, by the looks of it. You want to just be in a line, kind of like the front 3, because you're just going to be losing time. Yeah, Crow there in 5th place, very lonely. About lap 12, you can see there on the timing of 54, and it's just got progressively slower up to the 58s. Maybe lap 12 when he lost the slipstream. ADG, obviously he was earlier than that, but now he's in a nice little group of 3, and you can see the leaders have just come out of turn 4 as they cross the line. So there's only a couple of 100 meters between these guys and the front group. Obviously they're working, these three are working as a 3 very well, and ADG, Mayer and Ginger's dropped off the rear end of them, so he's going to struggle to potentially slipstream back up to the rear end of Mayer. Yeah, a couple of mile an hour difference once again, so he's going to struggle, I think, to keep with these 2 who are working well. But obviously a slipstream of 3 is better than a slipstream of 2. So if Ginger could have kept with them, they might have been able to keep ahead of the lead pack as they're coming through the total. There are the leaders there, so they have got past Scott. So Scott's not been able to tag on to these guys. He has the hazards on, so I'm not too sure if he was just letting them by, didn't want to get in on the action too much. Mark there in 4th, you can see if you look on the track map, they're just coming out of turn 2, and Mark there, he's just coming into turn 1, so already lost the whole of turn 1 and 2 to these guys, and he only dropped off a couple of laps ago. So interesting to see if he'll potentially, he might be able to catch up to Scott, and them 2 might be able to work together. But obviously the gap between Mark and Crow probably aren't changing. 58s 9s, 58 7. So yeah, a 10th or 2 when you're the whole of the back straight behind is quite a lot to try and catch up, with only 8.5 minutes left of the race to go. It looks like obviously these front 3, they've still worked well so far in this race. But where is Ginge? There is Ginge, and there is ADG and Mayer just up ahead of him as well. So Ginge hasn't dropped off too far. He doesn't, obviously you don't drop off too much when you're on your own to a group of 2, but what's the speed difference between 160 to 154? So yeah, he's getting blue flags now. So Ginge is going to see these 6 headlights in his rear view mirror. As you can see, the tail lights of Maya and AGG just fading away into the distance. So we'll see if Ginge will try and interrupt this flow, or will he pull to the side? No, he's going to be getting bumped from Golden now, so they're going to try and help Ginge move up the field potentially. Now it's a group of 4 with Ginge at the front, which is going to be interesting. I don't know if they were just trying to get him up to speed and then he might just drop to the rear end, so he doesn't get in the way and interfere with the front 3 of this race. But obviously he's going to have blue flags now for every time that he is, or every second he's in front of Golden Brownie, Juninho and Bazza. There, Scott there, he's in 9th, still got his hazards on, obviously just potentially just cruising round now, just waiting for the white flag and then the checkered flag to come out. Mark there, 59, 58.7 from Crow, 56.5, so these 2 56s and the front ones are doing 55, so they're still going a second quicker than AGG and Maya. So I reckon potentially by the end of this lap, obviously they might be going quicker this time round. 55.1 from Bazza. But yeah, now these 2 are getting blue flags from the front 3 plus Ginge as we're coming into the banking. So have a look from Maya's view, get rid of that wheel ring. But they've pulled up to the side. AGG doesn't want to pull up, but looks like he's going to pull up as well. And they're going to let these group go through, but that's going to allow Ginge to move from 8th to 6th place now, with these guys not being able to jump in. Oh, Maya nearly took out the rear end of Bazza. Oh, and so did AGG. That was very close between these guys as they sped on past. But will Maya and AGG try and get onto the rear end of this group of 4 and make it a group of 6? It looks like they have been able to. Ooh, big bump there from Maya. That's going to really close that gap up. Is that going to drop Maya off the rear end of this group? He's doing 166. Yeah, he should be able to stick with them. It's going to be tight. He's doing 165. They're doing 163, so he is going quicker through the curving of turn 3 and 4. Yeah, there we go. Really closing up to the rear end of them. Nice little bump there to ADG as well. So these 2, they did lose a spot each to Ginge at the front of this group. So how far is it between Ginge and Crow? We are looking at 15 seconds. And he's doing high 58, so let's call it 59. And he's doing high 55s. That's 4 seconds a lap. And with a 15-second gap, that's 3.5 laps. It's 3.5 minutes. We've got 4.5 minutes to go. So is Ginge going to be able to catch Crow probably within the last lap or 2 of the race? It's going to be tight. I don't think Mark's going to get caught. Mark's about another 15 seconds or so up the road of Crow, so I think he should be safe. Who's Mark coming up behind? Let's have a look. Scott down the back straight. So yeah, Scott's just I think Scott's just driving around, just going to get the points for the race. But Ginge there in front of Golden Brownie, Juninho, Bazza, ADG and Maya now. Maya's just dropping off the rear end. I don't know if they've lost him now. Maybe just gave a bump too much. 162, 163, 166. So yeah, I think Maya's dropped out with this group of 6. It looks like it's now going to be a group of 5 for the last 3.5 minutes to go. You can see Crow there, top right. He's just crossed the line in the tri-oval, and these guys are coming across the line now. They're doing 54s. Now they've got their speed up together. And Crow's still doing 59s. So yeah. Crow there, Ginge there, he's his fastest. That is blue. Oh no, that's blue. Oh, Golden Brownie's gone up wide. Has he thought about trying to go past Ginge? Down the back straight? No, he's not going to be able to make that move work because Eugenio's just been able to slip in behind Ginge. And that's Golden Brownie down to 3rd place now. He's been out the lead since lights out 27.5 minutes ago. Last 2.5 minutes, and that's dropped Golden Brownie down to 3rd place. Bazza technically back up to 2nd. That's where he started. And Eugenio's just slipped past earlier on in the race, and now Eugenio into 1st place with only, I say, well, just over 2 minutes left of the race to go. But we jump to Ginge. ADG still on the back of this? Yes, ADG still on the back of this group, but Ginge, there he goes. You can see Crow just up ahead of him, still doing the 59s, but these guys are doing the 55s. Is Crow going to move to the side, or is he going to try and get the bump from Ginge? Let's have a look from track side. No, Ginge pulls to the right. Ginge wants that 5th spot from Crow. Is that going to allow ADG to get past Crow as well now? Looks like he is. It's going to be tight. ADG's had to go round the outside on the banking, which is going to be a long way round. But ADG now up to 6th place. Crow's dropped down 2 spots there, and he's off the back end. He's not going to catch that group up. He's doing about 10 miles an hour slower as they cross the line. So yeah, just over a minute to go. And, what's this? 2 laps of the race. So the next lap will be white flag for this race. Absolutely flown by. I'm amazed how quickly half an hour round, just literally flat out racing can go. But Ginge there, he's worked up 3 places, being bumped up by the front pack. I don't think they're going to catch up to Mark. No, they're too far behind. He's 4 seconds. And what's that gap? About 12, 13. So yeah, any more laps? I think another couple of laps, and Ginge might be able to get 4th place. But as we come around to start the last lap, the white flag, even though the marshal is waving the blue one for Ginge and potentially ADG's not going to get the white flag, but I'll keep an eye out who's going to be coming across the line first. I reckon it'll be Scott. I think Scott's going to get 9th place because Mayer's crossed the line now to start lap 32. So Scott will finish in 9th. Staffy there, car issues, will finish in 10th. Mark there, he's going to finish in 4th. Well, I will do a rundown at the end of this, but I'll jump to the front between Eugenio, Bazza and Golden. This will be now for the winner of the race here for round 3, race 2. Bazza there pulls to the left hand side. He's going to pull to the right hand side of Eugenio. Who's going to get it across the line? It's going to be Eugenio will finish in 1st place. Bazza in 2nd. Golden Brownie will finish in 3rd. ADG's not 4th. There we go. Mark finishes in 4th. Ginge works his way up to 5th place. Obviously nice to get onto the front end of the main pack. ADG will finish in 6th place. Crow there, he's going to finish in 7th place. Just unfortunate not to get on the front of that group. Mayer will come to finish home in 8th. I say Scott will finish in 9th. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, hit that like button. And until next time, bye bye.